great to have you on the show. So I want to talk to you about this security situation on Bourbon Street. There were no bollards up, as we know, on New Year's Eve, something the terrorists clearly knew and planned for. But the new bollards that are being installed now might not have prevented the attack either. According to a report this afternoon in Reuters, the new bollards are only supposed to stop a vehicle going 10 miles per hour. The truck on New Year's Eve night was going nearly 60 miles per hour.
Clearly, those barriers are not strong enough to do the job that needs to be done. And I would encourage the city leaders to immediately review and get the strongest and the best barriers that are available to try to stop that from happening. But I also think we need to be careful drawing too many fast conclusions. Remember, this bad guy, who is now dead, also had a rifle, also planted bombs throughout the French Quarter. So if the barriers had stopped him, certainly it would have protected some lives. But he may have been able to carry out even more terror had he gotten out and used the gun on people, or had the incendiary devices been detonated. So I think it's important, and I want to be clear, that those barriers ought to be as strong as is commercially feasible,
right,
to prevent any vehicle from going into that area. That's what I think, and I think there's an opportunity now to review and revise and fortify those barriers, and I hope that the city leaders will do that.
But that's my point, is that the very barriers that are being installed for the Super Bowl next month are only designed to stop a vehicle going 10 miles per hour. I mean, city and state leaders keep saying we're going to be ready for the Super Bowl thanks to these new bollards. If this report is true, they are not prepared.
And there are certain barriers that are used primarily for traffic control. And then there are barriers that are used for security purposes. It appears as though the barriers that have been chosen are barriers that are used for traffic control, not to provide security. So I think it's clear, given that this has come to light, that more fortified, stronger barriers ought to be identified, located, or manufactured to protect this area. And I would also say, Elizabeth, because now I lead the National Urban League and we operate in 92 communities across the nation, that anyone watching in any community, in any city that hosts festivals or where lots of people gather should immediately do a comprehensive review of the security procedures,
right,
barriers, traffic ingress and egress.
Without a doubt. But let's stick with New Orleans, because this is where the attack just happened, and this is where there's a bit of controversy over what was and what should have been done. This city of New Orleans was warned years ago in 2019 that Bourbon Street was vulnerable to a terrorist attack, specifically an attack with somebody. The security firm issued a report, they studied it, and warned a terrorist could easily kill people by mowing them down in a vehicle, and that more needed to be done to secure the area from speeding vehicles. Why didn't the city do anything?
Somebody did do their job. And look, had it been on my watch, that's all I'll say. Somebody did not do their job. They didn't look at the report and respond to those reports are designed to guide public policy. And someone within city government, the director, the police superintendent, the director of Homeland Security, the director of emergency preparedness should have been charged with, and immediately when that report came to light, went to the mayor and said, we need to make some immediate changes. Look, New Year's Eve is not the only time people gather in large crowds in the French Quarter every night of the week, literally every day of the year. The French Quarter and Bourbon Street never really close. So someone did not do their job. And it's important that now that that is clear, that those ballots be fortified, they be strengthened, they be built as strong as is possible for all of the entranceways
right.
to that area.
The problem is you know, as the mayor and the governor and everybody stands at the microphone in a press conference and says, don't worry, we're safe. New Orleans is a safe place to come because so much of New Orleans economy relies on tourism dollars. They're all promising everything will be fine and secure for the Super Bowl.
Elizabeth, you can come up with a temporary barrier.
Right.
And I think that is what is in order at this point.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.